Welcome to FMI. We are builders, and that just doesn't mean concrete, steel, or brick. It means we build trust, relationship, teams, and a place where everyone feels safe.
It's not what we build, it's how we build it. With care, respect, and the commitment that everyone goes home safe at the end of the day.
At FMI, safety isn't just a rule. It's how we show respect for each other and for the families waiting for us at home. Whether you're leading a crew or working on the tools, your choices impact the entire team. That's the kind of leadership we expect from everyone.
This orientation is more than a checklist. It's about watching each other's back. It's about the choice to put safety first every single time and ask questions.
We are truly glad you are here, and thank you for joining the FMI team.
And thank you for helping us building safe places together.
Part 1. Introduction. Safety is our core value. At FMI, safety isn't just a rule, it's a part of who we are. It's not something you do just because it's required. It's a part of everything we do. It's not a box to check or a speech to give once and forget. It's a core principle we live and breathe every hour of every day on every site we operate. Whether you're a carpenter, an operator, a laborer, or an electrician, your safety is our top priority. When we say safety is a part of who we are, we mean it's in our DNA. We integrate it into every task, every decision, and every action. This means not only complying with the rules, but committing to a culture where we're constantly thinking about safety. Our goal is simple. Everyone goes home safe every day without exception. That means no injuries, no close calls, and no excuses. Your safety and the safety of those around you comes first. We want every worker to feel empowered to speak up and stop work if something doesn't seem right. You're part of a team that looks out for one another, and that starts right now. This orientation will walk you through the expectations, responsibilities, and safety practices you'll follow while working on an FMI job site. We're proud of the work we do. We take pride in building strong structures and even stronger safety cultures. Let's build something great, and let's do it safely from start to finish. Part 2, Core Safety Policies at FMI. At FMI, safety is a priority, and it's backed by policies that ensure every worker is protected. These core policies are not just guidelines, they're part of our daily culture. Here are the fundamental policies. HSE, health, safety, and environmental protection are at the heart of everything we do. From preventing accidents to reducing environmental impact, HSE is built into every aspect of our work. Safety is not just about preventing injuries. It's about creating an atmosphere where we're always thinking about how we can improve. Workplace bullying and harassment. We are committed to providing a workplace free from violence, harassment, and intimidation. Every worker must feel safe and respected while on the job.
Morning.
Where are you going?
I'm picking up the propane heaters. Is it left or right?
What, do I look like dispatch?
Don't they tell you guys anything?
Yeah, they gave me the location.
And you're here.
I think it truly often starts as innocent teasing.
Guys, seriously, is it left or right?
Oh, look at that. It's break time.
It gets bigger and the comments get harsher and it gets more personal. And at some point, the line is crossed.
FMI will not tolerate any form of violence or harassment. We expect all workers to conduct themselves with professionalism and courtesy. If you experience or witness any form of violence or harassment, it is critical that you report it immediately so that it can be addressed swiftly and appropriately. Drugs and alcohol. FMI has a strict zero-tolerance policy for drugs and alcohol on the job site. Working under the influence is not just a violation of our policies, it's a safety hazard. When you're under the influence, your judgment is impaired, your coordination suffers, and your reaction time slows down. This could be catastrophic on a construction site. This policy ensures that every worker is fit for duty, ready to work safely and efficiently. If you are caught using or under the influence of drugs or alcohol, you will be removed from the job site immediately and subject to disciplinary actions. Fall protection. Fall protection is critical when working at heights. Falls are one of the leading causes of fatalities in the construction industry, and we take them very seriously at FMI. If you are working at a height of 6 feet or more, you must be protected. This protection could be in the form of guardrails, safety nets, or personal fall arrest systems. You must also inspect all equipment before use. Harnesses, lanyards, and other fall protection gear must be in excellent condition. If you're unsure whether your equipment is safe, speak to your supervisor immediately. Environmental responsibility. We are committed to minimizing our environmental impact on every job site. That means proper waste management, pollution prevention, and compliance with all environmental regulations. Every team member is responsible for protecting the environment by following best practices and reporting any spills, hazards, or unsafe handling of materials. Part 3. Pre-job safety instruction, PSI. Before beginning any task, you will go through the pre-job safety instruction, PSI. The PSI ensures that every job is planned with safety in mind. Steps in the PSI include recognizing hazards. This is the first step in preventing accidents. Look around the site and see what potential risks exist. This could include things like debris, equipment, or environmental factors. Eliminating hazards. If you can, eliminate the hazard completely. Move debris out of the way or close off unsafe areas. If something is hazardous, don't take it lightly. Address it before proceeding. Controlling hazards. If you can eliminate a hazard, you must control it. This could involve using the correct PPE, implementing a safety procedure, or working with others to mitigate the risk. Part 4. Personal protective equipment. PPE is your first line of defense against injuries. It's your responsibility to wear the required gear and ensure it's in good condition. The basic PPE you'll need includes hard hats to protect against head injuries, safety glasses to shield your eyes from flying debris, sparks, and other hazards, high visibility vests or shirts so you are visible to those operating machinery, work gloves to protect your hands from cuts and abrasions, steel toe boots to protect your feet from falling objects. Additional PPE may be needed based on your tasks. Hearing protection for noisy environments. Respiratory protection when working with hazardous dust or chemicals. Face shields for tasks that generate flying debris or sparks. Always inspect your PPE before use. If anything is damaged, report it and get it replaced. Part 5. Fire safety and extinguisher. Use fires are always a concern on construction sites, especially with flammable materials present. Being prepared for a fire emergency can save lives. Know the locations of fire extinguishers and be familiar with how to use them. Remember the pass technique. Pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire. Squeeze the handle, sweep from side to side. If a fire is too large to control, evacuate immediately and head to the designated muster point. Do not try to extinguish a fire that's out of control. Your safety is the priority. Part 6. Muster points and emergency evacuation. Muster points are designated areas where all workers gather in case of an emergency. When you hear the alarm or are notified of an emergency, your first step is to stop work immediately and proceed to the muster point. At the muster point, check in with your supervisor. Account for yourself and your co-workers. If anyone is missing, report it immediately. In an emergency, never go back to retrieve personal items. Your priority is your safety and the safety of your co-workers. Part 7. Trade-specific hazards. Each trade brings its own set of risks. Carpenters, electricians, laborers, and others face specific hazards in their work. These include carpenters face risks from power tools, falling debris, and pinch points. Electricians are at risk from electrical shock and arc flash. Laborers may be exposed to heavy lifting, excavation hazards, and working in confined spaces. Heavy equipment operators must be careful of moving equipment and blind spots. Your supervisor will review the specific hazards relevant to your trade, and it's your responsibility to be aware of them. Always follow safe work procedures, use the right tools, and take breaks as needed to stay alert. Part 8. Reporting unsafe work and refusing unsafe work. At FMI, you have the right and the responsibility to refuse unsafe work. If you feel a situation is dangerous, stop work immediately and report it to your supervisor. You will not face retaliation for reporting unsafe work. In fact, you are playing an essential role in protecting everyone on the site. If something doesn't feel right, speak up. Your safety and the safety of others comes first. Part 9. Site-specific safety rules. Each project may have unique safety requirements that you must follow. These can include specific training for working with hazardous materials, heavy equipment, or site-specific environmental conditions. Be sure to familiarize yourself with these rules before beginning work. Your supervisor will provide you with any site-specific safety information that you need. Part 10. Housekeeping and site organization. A clean and organized job site is a safe job site. When tools, materials, and equipment are scattered around, it increases the likelihood of accidents, such as tripping, falling, or crushing injuries. Housekeeping tips include: keep work areas clean and organized. Store tools and equipment properly when not in use. Remove scrap materials and waste from the site regularly. Make sure walkways are clear and unobstructed. By maintaining good housekeeping, you help keep the site safe for everyone. Part 11. Working near moving equipment and vehicles. Always be cautious when working near heavy equipment and vehicles. If you are in a work zone with moving equipment, stay alert and ensure the operator can see you. Always maintain a safe distance, and if necessary, use spotters when moving equipment in tight areas. Before crossing paths with any machinery or vehicles, ensure they are stopped or moving at a safe distance. Part 12. Electrical safety. Working with electricity comes with significant risks. Always follow lockout, tagout procedures, ensure power is off before working on electrical systems, and use insulated tools. Only qualified electricians should handle energized systems. Never bypass safety equipment or work on live circuits unless you are trained and authorized to do so. Part 13. Hazard communication. On every job site, it's critical to understand the chemicals and materials you're working with. Ensure you are familiar with the Material Safety Data Sheets, MSDS, for any hazardous substances you encounter. Always use the proper PPE when handling chemicals and follow all safety guidelines. Part 14. Confined spaces. Confined spaces can pose a range of health and safety risks, such as poor ventilation, hazardous gases, or limited access in an emergency. Never enter a confined space without proper training and authorization. Always follow your site's confined space entry procedures, which include using rescue plans and monitoring systems. Part 15. Cranes and hoisting operations. When working with cranes or hoisting equipment, always ensure you are trained and that all safety checks are done before lifting. Keep a safe distance from suspended loads and be aware of the risks of falling materials. Follow all signal and spotter procedures when cranes are in operation. Part 16. Safe lifting and manual handling. Incorrect lifting techniques can lead to serious injury. Always use proper lifting techniques. Bend your knees, keep your back straight. Use equipment like hoists or cranes for heavy items. When in doubt, ask for assistance. No load is worth your health. Part 17. Site access control and security. Only authorized personnel should be on site. Always sign in and out, and only use the designated access points to enter and leave. Unauthorized entry can lead to injuries as well as potential security breaches. Part 18. Emergency contacts and first aid. Know where the first aid kits are located and how to contact emergency medical services. Every site should have designated first aid responders. If you or a coworker is injured, don't wait for someone else to act. Take the necessary steps immediately. Ask your site superintendent where the safety kits are located and who the designated first aider is on site. Part 19. Weather-related hazards. Inclement weather can introduce a host of hazards. Wet conditions can increase the risk of slipping, while high winds may impact the safety of scaffolding or equipment. Always check the weather forecast, adjust your plans accordingly, and use weather-related PPE such as rain gear when necessary. Part 20. Working in extreme temperatures. Working in extreme heat or cold can lead to heat stroke, hypothermia, or other health conditions. Always drink water regularly in hot conditions, wear appropriate layers in cold weather, and take frequent breaks to prevent fatigue or dehydration. Part 21. Noise and hearing protection. Loud construction sites pose a risk to your hearing. Always wear hearing protection if you're exposed to high noise levels. This includes earplugs or earmuffs, especially when operating equipment like jackhammers, compressors, and power saws. Part 22. Working with hazardous materials. You may come into contact with hazardous materials like asbestos, lead, or chemicals. Be aware of the risks and always follow the specific safety measures for handling, storing, and disposing of hazardous materials. Always use the correct PPE for chemical handling and remember to follow all disposal regulations. At FMI, every project requires confirmation of the hazmat report before work begins. The report is reviewed, and if hazardous materials are identified, they must be removed by licensed professionals prior to construction. If you're unsure about materials on site or suspect the presence of asbestos, immediately notify your site superintendent and follow their direction. Part 23. Scaffold safety. Scaffolds can be a great tool for reaching high places, but they must be erected, used, and maintained correctly. Always ensure that scaffolding is built by a qualified person and never use scaffolding if it appears damaged or unstable. Always use guardrails and ensure platforms are fully planked. Scaffolds must be inspected daily by a qualified professional. Always check for a valid green tag before using a scaffold. If there is no green tag, do not use the scaffold and report it to your site superintendent immediately. Part 24. Communication on the job site. Effective communication is key to preventing accidents. Always use radios or other communication methods to stay in contact with your team. If you need to signal something, make sure everyone understands the signal beforehand. Clear communication ensures that everyone is on the same page and aware of potential hazards. Part 25. Preventing tool and equipment accidents. Tools and equipment are at the core of construction work, but they can also cause serious injuries if used incorrectly. Always inspect equipment before use. Use the correct tool for the job. Never bypass safety features on equipment. Part 26. Site inspections and audits. Regular site inspections are essential to ensure ongoing safety. Supervisors and safety officers will regularly audit the site, checking for hazards, unsafe behaviors, and equipment malfunctions. Workers are encouraged to also be part of these inspections and contribute their observations. Trade workers are also responsible for conducting daily inspections before starting work and when tasks change. These inspections are a key part of FMI's HSE program and are reviewed by our supervisors and management. Keep your records on site and always ask if you're unsure about potential hazards or safe work procedures. Part 27. Conclusion. Commitment to continuous improvement. At FMI, our commitment to safety doesn't stop after this orientation. Safety is a continuous process, and we need everyone to play a role. Your feedback, observations, and input are crucial for creating a safer work environment. Remember, safety is not just a one-time thing, it's an ongoing commitment. This safety orientation video does not replace your site's specific safety orientation, which will be provided by your site superintendent or a qualified FMI team member.
At FMI, we don't just build projects, we build a culture. And in that culture, safety is the foundation of everything we do.
When someone gets hurt, it's not just a statistic. It's a human being. It's their family. It's someone we really care about.
We've been in the industry long enough to know that accidents don't just happen to careless people. They happen when good people are distracted, rushed, or afraid to speak up.
That's why we want you to know that you're never alone. If something doesn't feel right, say something. If someone needs help, step in. Leadership is not about title, it's about action.
We care about every person who come on our job sites. And we do care what happened when you leave. So now go home, be proud of the work that you did, and go home safe.
That's what matters the most, and that's why safety will always come first at FMI.